one you have chosen
goes by the name of...
It's Cooper and Anthony.
You know, there's been so many movies that had to halt shooting in 2020 because of the pandemic, and then some others again in 2021 because, as you know, we are still in the midst of COVID. 2 years later, here we are. No shock. But see, now a lot of these movies are finally coming out. So everybody's out there putting out their list of movies that we're looking forward to in 2022. So I thought, you know what, let me make my own list.
Are you looking forward to any? Or you're like, well, if it comes on TV, I might watch it.
I'm actually looking forward to, I would say 3, possibly 4 movies. You know, here's the thing. You know, now that I'm triple vaxxed, I've already had COVID. I feel a little bit invincible. So until there's another COVID, I feel like I can go to the movies. I don't feel uncomfortable going to a movie theater. First of all, I go during the day when no one's there anyway. And I'll sit with a mask, and I don't have to sit near other people. I'll sit in the front row if I have to. I don't care, you know? So, yeah, there's definitely movies that I'm going to be going to seeing in the movie theater just for the experience of being in a movie theater again.
Like what?
Scream.
Oh, yeah. I forgot that's coming out.
Yeah, so this is the 2022 iteration of Scream. It's the 5th film in the franchise. But here's what's interesting. It's the first one that's going to be directed by somebody other than Wes Craven because he died.
Did he really? I didn't even know he died.
Yeah. But a lot of people are back. Neve Campbell, Courtney Cox, David Arquette, all back. There's a whole bunch of newcomers, but there's an actress that I'm really excited about. So you didn't watch You on Netflix, right?
No.
Okay. There's an actress on there named Jenna Ortega. She is super talented. Like, I feel bad for everybody else in that cast. She's so good, and she really stands out that everybody who's in a scene with her, you're so busy watching her. She's going to be a huge star. She's 19 years old, and she is really talented.
I bet she's the killer. There, I ruined it for you.
Yeah, you might have ruined it already. Yeah, maybe she's Ghostface. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, Jennifer Lopez is back. She's doing the same movie she always does. She's doing like...
She's getting married or something?
Yeah, you got it. Yep.
Oh, no, she's not.
Exactly. Yep. It's the same. Okay, so if you saw The Wedding Planner, you've already seen the 2 movies that she's going to be in 2022. So this one in Marry Me, she's a pop star who learns that her lover, who's also a pop star, is cheating. So she decides to marry some rando. She just like grabs a random guy and marries him. And of course, it's Owen Wilson.
Of course. I was going to ask, which Wilson is it?
Right. Would have been a good question.
Is it Owen or is it his brother? One of the two.
Yeah, 100%. So that's going to be, it's going to be streaming on Peacock, and it's also going to be in theaters on February 11th.
Was Matthew McConaughey not available?
I guess he wasn't available.
He would have been perfect for that movie. They're like, we either going to get Matthew McConaughey or one of the Wilson guys or Vince Vaughn. What's Vince Vaughn doing? He hasn't done anything in a while.
He's on Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Oh, so they got the second runner-up to him, which is Owen Wilson.
Yeah, pretty much. It's funny. Jennifer Lopez likes to be the biggest star in her movies. Like, she would never do a movie with somebody bigger than her, anymore. So the movie that's coming up in June is another J-Lo joint. It's called Shotgun Wedding.
No, it is not.
Yes.
Is she Is she pregnant? And then she gets pregnant from a one night. Oh, let me write this. I don't even know about this. So let's say she has a one night stand. Okay. And then she gets pregnant, and then she has to marry the guy because her dad is an old school, Mexican type Spanish guy who's going to force her to get married. And then she's like, well, I don't even know the guy. I don't like the guy. And then at the end, they fall in love, and then they have a baby, and they live happily ever after.
That's probably the subplot, but this is the movie. First of all, remember when Armie Hammer was doing a movie with Jennifer Lopez, and he said that he wanted to eat his girlfriend? Well, he was shooting it, and then he came out as a cannibal, and Hollywood said, no, we want nothing to do with you. So they replaced him with Josh Duhamel, Fergie's husband. Okay. I don't think they're still together, though. So the movie is, they're a couple kidnapped just before a destination wedding. That's the whole concept. But listen, Jennifer Coolidge is in it, so it's not going to be all that bad. Jennifer Coolidge is like, she's the new Kevin Bacon. It's like 6 degrees to Jennifer Coolidge now.
Yeah, but when they put Jennifer on the door, how do you know which door is yours? There's too many Jennifers in that movie.
That's a very good point, right?
Yeah.
Jennifer Lopez, Jennifer Coolidge. Yeah, you're right. Too many Jennifers, and yeah. All right, so you're not going to see those. Here's something. Here's something that how did you and I not talk about this? Do you know about Studio 666?
Yes, that's the Foo Fighters movie.
Right. Why did I have to find out about this prior to?
Because it doesn't.
How did you not tell me about this?
Because it's Dave Grohl is not known as an actor or director, so I don't have much faith in this movie. I mean, I think it's an extended video on MTV. I don't think it's like a real movie.
Right. It's the Foo Fighters who move into a haunted mansion. That's what happens.
It's basically the Scooby-Doo from the 70s.
Yes.
Remember when Kiss would show up in Scooby-Doo? That's pretty much what this is.
Right. That makes perfect sense.
The Harlem Globetrotters in one scene and then the Foo Fighters in the next.
Now, people are excited about seeing The Batman. What about you?
I could care less.
Okay, so this is Robert Pattinson. He's playing Batman. And the story is doing a deeper dive into the Dark Knight's roots. And you can tell that it's like dark. That comes out March 4th. That's in theaters only to start out with.
If they show his parents getting killed again, if we have to relive that in every Batman movie that comes out, it's just too much.
Right.
They always have to show his parents getting killed, the guy running away, and then him turning into Batman. You just roll your eyes at that point.
Yeah. Right. So you asked what movies I'm excited to see, aside from
Scream.
Possibly Scream. Yeah, I think I'm probably going to go see that. Here's the movie that I'm the most excited for, and do not make fun of me, Legally Blonde 3.
No, you got to be out of your mind.
Okay. On the surface, when I say to you Legally Blonde 3, you're probably like, come on. No, let me tell you something. This is going to be the best one yet. First of all, everyone's back. Reese Witherspoon, Jennifer Coolidge.
Of course. What are they doing?
Reese Witherspoon? Like everything. She's producing everything. Big Little Lies. She's got a ton of television shows. Nah, she busy. Jennifer Coolidge, she busy. Yeah. Here's the most important part of Legally Blonde 3. Mindy Kaling has written it.
You love everything, Mindy.
That show I can't stop talking about. Well, first of all, Never Have I Ever, of course, on Netflix is Mindy Kaling. But this show that I keep talking about every opportunity I get, you'd think I get paid for this. That HBO show that she did, Sex Lives of College Girls. She's on fire. So the fact that she wrote Legally Blonde 3, that is all I need to know. I will be sitting in a theater on May 20th waiting for Legally Blonde 3 to going through everything. I'll sit there through the commercials. I'll sit there through all the ads. I'll sit there through the trailers. Just get me the movie is how I feel.
Sounds like the worst movie ever.
It's going to be awesome. It's going to be funny as hell. Anyway, are you a John Wick guy?
Yes. Love me some John Wick.
Okay, well, John Wick Chapter 4 is going to be coming out on May 27th. You'll get it. So if you remember, at the conclusion of John Wick 3 in 2019, Keanu Reeves was shot. He was thrown from the top of a building. He dragged himself to safety like he was half dead. It's going to pick up from there. That's where it starts.
I love John Wick because it has Keanu Reeves, and he plays that part perfectly, and Swingen is in it.
Ian McShane, that's right.
Yeah, he's awesome. So you put Swingen in any movie, I'm there.
Also, Lawrence Fishburne is going to be back, and Lance Reddick from The Wire and Bosch. Love Lance Reddick, so that'll be really good. So we're getting 2 Jennifer Lopez movies. We're also getting 2 Tom Cruise movies. I know.
Is Maverick finally coming out?
Yes. Yeah. Top Gun Maverick, also on May 27th. This was supposed to be out years ago.
When I was 15.
No joke. It was postponed 5 times.
Yeah.
5 times. And now they're like, well, we postponed it because of the pandemic. No, you postponed it before there even was a pandemic. Like, you started postponing this thing in 2018. So what was your excuse then? But anyway, so it's long awaited. If you're a fan, you'll be back on the highway to the danger zone.
If
on May 27th.
if it was 1992, I might be excited for Maverick to come out. But they waited way too long.
Yeah, that's definitely a problem. Okay, so here is one of the other movies I'm really looking forward to in 2022. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Minions: The Rise of Gru. Shut up, because Despicable Me and Minions are my two favorite movies ever. We just rewatched them. We rewatched Despicable Me and Minions. I am telling you, these are the most charming. I love these movies. They're charming. They're funny. So this one is going to be like an origin story that explains how a young Gru first got interested in being evil. It's like a kid-friendly Joker.
Okay.
Yeah, July 1st.
I've never. Okay. I have kids, and I've never seen those movies.
That's unacceptable. Here's the other film that I'm really excited about. It's called Nope. Nope.
Uh-huh.
It's a horror film by Jordan Peele.
Oh.
Yeah, as in Get Out and Us. Yeah, so Jordan Peele is finally back. I mean, he did all his TV stuff. He did The Twilight Zone. He's been busy on TV, Lovecraft Country. So now he's finally back doing a movie. Here's what's really interesting about Nope. That is all we know. Everything I just told you, that is all we know. We know that it stars Daniel Kaluuya. We know that it stars Keke Palmer and Steve Ewan. That is all we know.
Stupid name for a movie, though. Are you going to see that? Nope. No.
Nope. We do know the poster. It features a dish-shaped cloud trailing a streamer. But that's all I have for you. Other than that, it's coming out July 22nd. So hopefully it'll be good.
No.
Nope. You're still saying no. I said there was another Tom Cruise movie. Sorry. Tom Cruise has Maverick. He also has Mission Impossible 7.
Oh, of course he does. Why not?
That comes out September 30th. And so if you are a Page Six person like I am and you follow all the celebrity stuff, you know that Harry Styles and Olivia Wilde are dating. And you might also know that they fell in love during the filming of the movie Don't Worry, Darling. I don't think she wrote it, but she directed it. So she's a director now, you know.
Okay.
So she directed Beanie Feldstein in a movie Booksmart a couple of years ago. It did really well. Everybody loved it. So she directed Don't Worry, Darling. This is the movie that she fell in love with Harry Styles. That they fell in love.
And he's in the movie, and it's finally coming out.
Yeah, so it's set in the 1950s. It's a psychological thriller. It stars Florence Pugh and Harry Styles. They're a couple who seem like they're happy and in love, and then you find like there's all these disturbing secrets going on. So, I don't know. I think it'll be good. She's a really good director.
That one should go straight to Amazon.
Yeah, I'll watch it on Amazon. That one I'm not going to the theaters to see, but I will see it. Yeah. In October, the animated Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse Part 1 drops, as does Halloween Ends, which is a stupid title because exactly. I think that title is a total lie.
Yeah.
But this is the follow-up to Halloween Kills, Halloween Ends, but it's just certainly not going to. November, we get Black Panther Wakanda Forever.
Right.
Which is not going to be the same.
I don't know how they're going to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how they're going to do it either. It's going to be, I guess we'll find out. December 16th, we get Avatar 2. That's another one.
That's not going to come out.
We've been waiting 13 years for it.
Yeah.
And the reason why I think it is going to come out on December 16th is because they already have a release date for Avatar 3.
Well, of course they do. They just never will come out with it.
No.
Yeah, it's been so long since that movie has come out. I've totally forgotten about it.
13
I know there's
years.
blue people in it. That's all I know.
So Avatar 2 is December 16th. Avatar 3 has a date in 2028. Okay, so remember I told you that there's this new trend, like with Don't Look Up, where it's a movie and there's a million people in it. It's one movie, but they just throw a bunch of stars, like that one Nighthawk, a Night Teller, or Night Rider, or Night Something is coming out starring Bradley Cooper, and like everybody's in that one. There's a movie coming out that we've also been waiting for called Babylon.
We made it to Babylon.
That comes out on Christmas 2022. It's another one of these movies that stars everybody. Like literally, throw a dart in Hollywood and everybody you hit is in that movie. Brad Pitt, Margot Robbie, Olivia Wilde, Tobey Maguire, Jeff Garland, Gene Smart, Eric Roberts, Flea, Lucas Haas, and Spike Jones.
Flea. Flea hasn't been in a movie since The Big Lebowski. And Back to the Future. I'm not rushing to the movie theater to get COVID to watch a Flea movie.
Anyway, it should be interesting. It's about the 1920s transition from silent film to talkies.
Ay vey.
So I know there's nothing in this for you whatsoever. So anyway, so there you go. That's a smattering of the movies that I'm excited to see, that some people are excited to see. Anthony is excited to see. None of those.
None of those. I will go see this movie. This is happening in real life right now. So a girl and a guy decided to hook up on Tinder. So, they swiped whatever, right or left or whatever it is.
Right.
They both did the right thing, and they said, hey, let's go out. Okay, well, we'll come over to my house. So she came over to his house. While she was at the house, they found out they both had COVID. So now they have to quarantine for 7 days together, and they just met.
Wait a second. So they both had gotten tested. While they were waiting for the test results, they happened to be together. Both their doctors called, or they whatever they. I don't know how they do it. They emailed it or texted it, however they do it. Yeah, mine the doctor calls you. It's weird. And they both found out they were positive. Why didn't she go home? Why didn't she just go back to her house?
Because I think she had roommates, and she didn't want to go back to her house. So they ended up hooking. I don't know if they hooked up or not, but they were in the same apartment for 7 days. So people.
So the date lasted 7 days. The one date.
So people are calling it an Omicron rom-com. They ordered food. They played Mario Kart. They lived in domestic bliss for days. So that's how you get thrown into it. And the whole time they're on TikTok, putting out all the things that they're going through for 3 million people.
How sick did they get?
They got pretty sick, but they isolated for 7 days. There's a modern day romance. And I think that's how you date. You just go for 7 days. If you can deal with them for 7 days under those type of conditions, I think you got to get married.
Well, the real tell, I used to say I wouldn't date a guy until I saw his entire wardrobe. I want to see how he dresses, his shoes. In my 20s, that was important to me. Now I realize, no, don't date anybody until you've seen them sick. How they handle you when you're sick. Each one of them was sick. So who took care of who? Who was sicker? How were they while they were sick? I want to know if they're going to continue dating.
See, because last week I was sick all week. I'm a pain in the ass when I'm sick. I know it. I can't even deal with myself when I'm sick.
You're a pain in the ass when you're normal, when you're healthy.
True, but I'm a needy pain in the ass when I'm sick. And, you have to feel bad for me, and I just can't stand it. So I can imagine dating somebody for the first time and then going through that. So the whole time you just hear me go, I want to die. Kill me.
Right. Yeah, no, it's a way to really get to know somebody. It's so funny. Here's how I know my boyfriend was the one. This is when I knew that he was really special. It was the first time that I was hypochondriac, whatever, that I pulled a hypochondriac thing. I thought I was sick, but I wasn't really sick. I truly thought I was sick. It wasn't like I was faking it. I truly thought there was something wrong with me until I found out there was nothing wrong with me. But
that's every day.
Yeah, pretty much. But he was there for me through all of it. He got me juice. He held my hand. He got me whatever I needed, like Pepto-Bismol, whatever. He was running around doing everything for me. And I was like, wow, this is awesome. And of course, when I found out I had COVID, even though I had no symptoms, you know me, Miss Drama Queen, I took to my bed waiting for symptoms to happen. I'm like, I have COVID. I must be in bed. He was like coughing up a lung. Like his throat was like he swallowed glass. He had a cough. He was nasal. He had a headache. He had fever. I had nothing. And he took care of me.
She really wants to get to know you guys.
What is this?
It's the Cooper and Anthony Show.
There's some news stories today that will make you say, I'm done. I can't with the world anymore. And it all started last night. I saw there's a football game going on, and the band was in the stands. You know, the band that plays the music during the football game. And they all had little cuts in their mask so they could put their horns in their mask.
You do realize, like, why have a mask then, right? I mean, oh my God, that is so stupid.
I just thought to myself, we are living in the dumbest age ever.
You know what? How about this? You don't need a band at a football game. It's okay to have a football game without a band during a pandemic.
A football game without fans. Just a football game.
Right.
I mean, I can imagine somebody, because everybody in the band had the slit in the mask. So somebody had to say, how are we going to blow in our flute? I got an idea. Let's just cut a hole.
Oh, my God.
So we're all going to look back in 20 years and say we were so dumb.
Yeah.
So I found 4 more stories that will make you say the same thing.
Okay.
Jamie Lynn Spears is now getting messages threatening her children after being unfollowed by Britney.
Oh, the Britney fans, like the real serious Britney stans. They don't even have a name. Like,
they're,
you know how
threatening her children.
That's fucked up.
Because Britney unfollowed her sister.
Yeah, that's a mess.
So her fans are going after Britney's fans are going after her. What kind of world do we live in?
Right. That's really bizarre. I understand that Britney, the real stans, like the ones that, remember we were showing videos of the people that was still out there like, free Britney! Who were still going, it's like, she's free now. Free Britney! No, she's free. You're good. Like, go home. Those people that are just obsessed with her are the ones that just, they have to hate who she hates. And yeah, that's messed up.
Yeah, it's like the Trump love. They don't care about you. And you're going to go after her sister's children and threaten them. Just kill yourself. So that's one. There's another one. A German woman has announced she's going to marry an airplane and claims they've been dating for 6 years.
What does the airplane have to say about it?
I think it's against its will. I don't know. Maybe the airplane likes her, but she loves the airplane so much, she's going to marry it.
Is it a private plane? Is it like one of those little
it's
planes
like a big Boeing jet
that other people have been in? Other people have been in your husband.
Many people have been in. So, and that's not the only wacky woman in the news today that will make you say, I'm done with the world. A woman in Vegas, she loves the color pink. She's getting married to it in Vegas.
I think people have companions, but mine is actually color.
There's a bunch of people at this wedding because she's marrying the color pink.
The child said on a skateboard that I should marry the color pink, and he was being sarcastic. He's like, you like pink so much, why don't you marry it? I'm like, not a bad idea. And then like 2 years ago.
Wait, so you're going to listen to children on skateboards? Like, that's who rules your life? I got to make a decision. I'm not sure what to do. Should I buy a house or should I rent something? Child on a skateboard. What should I do?
Not only give love, respect, and compassion to, but also allow yourself.
Oh my God, this is bananas. There's a lot of mental illness out there. That's the problem isn't that the world is going to hell in a handbasket. The problem is that there's a lot of mental illness out there and nobody does anything about it. No, forget it. There's a lot of mental illness out there that gets celebrated. It
The
gets
people that
fucking
show up at the wedding.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Instead of her friend sitting her down saying, sweetie, we're going to find you a nice doctor. We're going to find you, not to date, to help you. You need a therapist. Like, this is not healthy. Like, we may have to commit you. Instead, they're like, great. Who's the maid of honor? Me or your sister? Like, people have to stop enabling somebody who wants to marry an airplane or marry the color pink.
Okay, being a psychologist, now, if somebody wants to marry the color pink, should you just let them? If it's
No.
if it's not hurting anybody, or marrying an airplane. I mean, if it's not hurting anybody.
It is. It's hurting the person that wants to do the marrying. That I would argue that they are the ones that are going to be the most hurt by it because of the untreated mental illness.
Yeah, what happens when the color pink breaks up with her?
What happens if she walks in? No, someone else is walking down the street wearing the color pink. What does she do? Fight them? You know what I mean?
Or the color pink calls her fat.
When people don't help people like that, then they end up, their lives get worse, not better. And then, here's the worst thing about it. Like a lot of women that do that, there's a lot of research on this. A lot of women that do that, in case you're wondering why, they have gone down the path of dating the wrong men because they make terrible choices.
Right.
Instead of going to therapy and learning how to make better choices, or instead of learning why they make bad choices, they just they throw their hands up, they go, fuck it, I'm marrying a dog. And someone's like, yeah, you should. Okay, get me a poodle. Do you know what I mean? And then they end up, it's a way to avoid intimacy. It's a way to avoid being hurt and a way to avoid complications, because the color pink is never going to hurt you. An airplane, as long as it doesn't fall from the sky, is not going to hurt you. And
the dog won't hurt you.
Yeah, we've had this before. We've done these stories before where somebody marries an inanimate object or something bizarre.
Right. But there's two stories in today's news.
Yeah, that's scary.
It's getting worse.
No, because we enable and we celebrate mental illness. I mean, okay, I don't like to get political, as you know, but I saw something yesterday on Twitter that I thought was fucking hilarious. So, as you know, it is the anniversary here in America. I know this podcast is listened to all over the world. Here in America, it is the eve of, tomorrow is the 1-year anniversary of the January 6th insurrection. That is when a bunch of crazy conservatives, all Republicans, Trump supporters, stormed the Capitol. People ended up getting killed. It was at least 2 deaths, I think. I think there might have been a lot of people hurt. And, and now they're all being indicted. And there's tons of them. The FBI is after each and every one of them because they brought guns. Everything they did was completely illegal and bananas. Right after that happened, before, as it was happening, all the news reporters were there. And they were filming all the barriers being breached and this group of people storming the Capitol. Okay. So we see them doing it. And then the reporters turned around to the Trump supporters and said, what do you think of this? And they said, oh, we're taking back our country. I'm really proud. Like, this is a proud moment. I feel like a patriot. This is the kind of thing that happened in 1776, or we took our country and we took a stand, and and this is what being Republican is all about. This is what Trump supporters are all about. And they're very proud of what they did. Cut to a year later, when all these people are being indicted, it's all criminal. There's a couple of murders, one murder that happened, and one woman was trampled. And CNN does this story the other day where they're interviewing all these Trump supporters and asking them, a year later, what do you think? Every single one of them said, oh no, those were actors. Those weren't Republicans. That didn't really happen, or that was, the whole thing was doctored, or no, those weren't Republicans. Republicans are very peaceful people. Those were Democrats who were dressed as Republicans and said they were Republicans, and even the people that were interviewed that day were also actors. The crazy goes so deep. And instead of saying, listen, people, you have mental illness and we shouldn't be putting these people on television and having them speak, because it's sad. It's sad to watch, because my parents are Republicans and they're normal people, and most normal Republicans are very anti what happened a year ago on January 6th. We live in a time right now that we are giving voice and giving a platform to the sickest people. I don't mean sick like, yo, you're sick. I mean like mental illness sick, like people that truly need help. And it's ruining not just the country and the whole narrative of America, but it's also ruining the Republican Party because my parents are just normal Republicans. They're not batshit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They're not some of the people that you keep hearing about. They're just people who are conservative and fiscally conservative. And, you know, my mom's in theater. She loves the gays. Like, you know what I mean? She doesn't have any socially. They're liberal.
NBC News talked to Jenna Ryan 5 days before she went to prison for what she did during the Capitol riot. Now, this is the Capitol riot Barbie girl who
This is that beautician. Yeah. Uh-huh.
No, she's a realtor. So
the realtor, because there were two. There was that other blonde woman who was a beautician.
Yes.
This one's the realtor. Okay.
yeah. I love this.
In an interview with NBC's Cynthia McFadden last January, Ryan called herself a martyr.
I am being persecuted here.
She pushed her claim even further in our December interview, comparing herself to victims of genocide.
They are calling me entitled. They're making fun of my skin color. They're calling me an insurrection Barbie. They don't see me as a human. And so that is the epitome of a scapegoat. Just like they did that to the Jews in Germany. Do you compare what's happening
no,
to the
that's not what
Holocaust?
happened
You know what's
in
so
Germany.
sad? That I'm afraid to answer your question because I will be attacked for saying that. I mean, people say that is what it's like. They're like, we feel like that's happening.
MSNBC or NBC, whoever that was, they keep giving her a platform. They keep putting her up there. Just ignore her. Turn your back. You know, okay, if you've ever been to a red carpet where there's a lot of celebrities, when there's a celebrity that is hated, whether they're rude to paparazzi, whether they're just somebody that is like Gwyneth Paltrow, who's just known as being an asshole to everybody around them. I've been on many red carpets covering it for various radio stations, and I've seen this. Here's what the photographers do. The person they hate walks down the red carpet, they put their cameras down and they turn their back. It's so cold. Like, I mean, literally, like celebrities that you're like, oh, here comes Gwyneth Paltrow. Oh, she's getting. They literally they put their cameras down and they turn around. They give her the back to let her know that she is not welcome. That the media and the paparazzi, no one's going to give her publicity. We are going to ignore you because we do not agree with the things you say and do. And that's the problem, is that the media, the news, as you just played us, are the people that should be doing that even more. Like, do the equivalent of turning your back and putting your camera away. Don't put your camera on these people. Like, that's for your ratings. And you're sending a really bad message. Right, exactly. Stop being so selfish.
That's all about ratings. So you're never going to stop that. It's only going to get worse. And last batshit story of the day, Steph Maddow is in the hospital now.
Who's Steph Maddow?
Steph Maddow is the girl from 90 Day Fiancé. She's batshit crazy. She's been selling her farts online.
Oh, her. Oh, right. I didn't realize that was a 90 Day Fiancé person.
And when you watch the 90 Day Fiancé with her in it, she's batshit crazy. But she has been selling her farts. She farts in a jar, and then she sends it to you. She's made $200,000 already from her fart jars. But she's been farting so much, she has now had a heart attack. And she's in the hospital.
You can fart yourself into a heart attack?
That's what we're learning. She was farting so much because she loves this money so much that her heart started to have a heart attack and she went to the hospital.
Holy shit. What was she like, eating beans and was she eating all kinds of stuff to make you fart?
All kinds of things to fart.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh.
So you can buy the fart, but now she's going to be selling NFTs instead of the actual fart because her heart can't take it.
That's really sad. And you know what? When you fart in a jar, it doesn't continue to smell. You can just sell the jar and sign it. Nobody knows if you actually farted in it.
She says the fart will smell forever. So, yeah, I guess she has really... What is wrong with people?
That's true. I know. We're trying to figure out a way that she can continue to do this.
I mean,
right.
Should I feel bad for her because she's farting in a jar, or do I feel worse for the guy that's buying the fart?
Yeah, that's true.
And when there's so many questions I have. I mean,
Yeah.
I can almost see buying a pair of panties, maybe. That's still weird. But buying a fart in a jar from a girl that's just a nightmare anyway?
Right. So that's the question. Like, who's worse? The person who's doing the farting or the person who's buying the fart?
I don't want to live next to the guy that's buying the fart. I think I would rather live next to the girl doing the fart than the guy that's buying the fart.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, the guy that's buying the fart, he's not all there. She's making money off that idiot.
What else does he collect, though? That's what I want to know. Like, if you collect farts in a jar, what else do you collect?
She said she was overdoing it. That's why she had a heart attack. If you want to make, how much was she making per jar, you ask?
How much was she making?
$1,000.
$1,000 a jar?
Yeah, she was squeezing out 50 jars worth of farts a week. She was self-proclaimed fartpreneur.
Wow. Fartpreneur.
Fartpreneur. She opted for a fiber-high diet, living off beans and eggs. Later, she added protein shakes to the mix after discovering it made the farts smell worse.
But that's healthy stuff. Beans are good for you. Eggs are maybe too many eggs.
Yeah, for the heart, not so well. So
Right,
1,000. Okay, I'm living next to her before I'm living next to the guy that paid $1,000 for a jar of farts to be sent to his house.
That's like, that Twitch star that you like, that Amaranth, whatever her name is.
Right.
That woman who's just like absolutely gorgeous with the red hair, who's on Twitch. So she sells her underwear.
See, I can almost see that. But that's still really, really weird.
Wait, so she dances and plays video games. That's her whole thing. And she's always in a bikini or her underwear. So she sells her underwear and she's making a lot of money doing that. Now her new thing is that she has some subs that are willing to pay her. One guy offered her $8,000 to call him a loser and flip him off and, call him all kinds of names and basically berate him. $8,000. I'd be like, yeah, I'll do it for half.
Yeah, but she's like so extremely gorgeous. She's fake. She's so
right.
This girl, not so much.
Right.
So,
but people but look, $200,000. Obviously, people want her farts.
$1,000. Where did you go wrong? You're still paying off freaking college loans.
Yeah, I really am.
And this girl's making $1,000 a fart, and you're just wasting them. You're just putting them out there in the ether and not making a dime from the fart.
I know. I can't even sell burps. I don't burp enough. I need something. I can sell. But people have to want it. That's the thing. So she's a reality star. I need a hook. I don't have a hook.
Yeah, but you're a girl. They're a girl. They're selling panties and farts. You have college debt.
People think I'm obsessed with this, but I'm okay with it.
The Cooper and Anthony Show.
There's a study that came out today that really pissed me off.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't really read studies as much as I used to. Now, let me just say, in case you don't know, I have a PhD in psychology. Okay, so I'm a little smart. I know I sound dumb, and maybe this explains it. But here's what the study found. The study said that anyone who is celebrity obsessed, which I kind of am. If you think, I've written many books on celebrity, I talk about celebrity, I read about them, I follow them. I put myself under the category of, I don't know if I'd say obsessed, but I have both feet in that world.
You're obsessed.
I don't know. This study says that people who are celebrity obsessed are less intelligent.
Huh.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah, if you're obsessed with Hollywood gossip, I am, and A-list celebrities, I am, then you're not as smart. So the study says, here's the thing, let me just say, here's why my PhD comes in handy once in a while. So what you do first is you see these headlines, you're like, hey, wait a minute, I'm really smart. But then you like have to really tease it out and say, okay, what are the confounds to this study? What are the problems with this study? Here's the first one. The first one is everybody that they did the study with, it was Hungarian. 1,763, that's enough people. I like that number. But Hungarian. Okay? So I don't think that the culture in Hungary is the same as the culture in America.
Oh, so why didn't they go somewhere else too?
But that's my point. So
Okay.
I am saying that the problem with this study is that it only spoke to 1,763 Hungarian adults.
Okay.
Okay. And they did the celebrity attitude scale. That's a questionnaire to determine their levels of interest in famous people. They had to answer like yes or no to a series of statements. You know, like, I often feel compelled to learn the personal habits of my favorite celebrity. Yes.
You
Yes. Of course. I would. You don't think I want to know how Jennifer Aniston looks like that at 50? Yeah. What's her workout? What does she eat? Yes. Tell me everything. Explain to me. I'm sorry, Rebel Wilson lost all that weight. How'd she do it? We all want to know that.
I've never cared.
Here's another one. If I were lucky enough to meet my favorite celebrity and he or she asked me to do something illegal as a favor, I would probably do it. No. That I wouldn't do. That's stupid. Yeah, I wouldn't do this. Another question was, I'm obsessed by details of my favorite celebrity's life. I take issue with the word obsessed. You know? No, I really do, because people use that word too much. They're like, oh my God, this chocolate cake, I'm obsessed. But you're not really obsessed with chocolate cake. Like, the concept of being obsessed means that, so like obsessive compulsive disorder, think about that. Obsession are thoughts that continue over and over and over. I don't think about Pete Davidson and Kim Kardashian any more than I think about, you know what I mean? Like I think about them when we're on the air because it's funny to talk about them. The rest of my day, I'm not really thinking about them. I could care less about them. Do you know what I mean?
What do you think about more, pancakes or Pete Davidson?
Pancakes.
Okay, so there you go.
Yeah, no, I think about pancakes. I'm obsessed with pancakes.
That you can say you're obsessed by. So French toast compared to a Kardashian.
That's right. I was literally eating a salad today thinking I'd rather have pancakes. I said to Joe, I really wanted pancakes, but I'm eating a salad. I just want you to see this.
And you weren't thinking about Pete Davidson at all during that whole time. Okay.
Not once. And then after they did the celebrity attitude scale, they gave them 2 cognitive ability tests. And they saw that they had lower performances after they did the celebrity attitude thing. So, okay, my second issue is cognitive ability tests. We literally went to every single cognitive test available, intelligence test, that kind of thing. And we went through each one of them. Fordham had this whole program where they went through each one of them with the National Institute of Mental Health and other big organizations in Washington, D.C., because what they found was that these types of studies are really biased. You know, there's certain questions that are only true if you're white. There are certain questions that are only true if you're rich. There's a lot of things that come across, questions that are asked that if you grew up poor in a rural area, you would not be able to answer those questions.
Right.
Yet that measures your intelligence. It doesn't make you less intelligent. It just means that you had a different experience. So a lot of these cognitive ability tests they're very problematic for that reason. So I'm just saying right now, I know I sound like I'm being really defensive about this study. It's not that. It's the fact that whenever I read a study, I always go deeper into it. I don't look at the headline. When people say I do my own research, this is what it means. You know, you see a headline that says something about COVID or vaccination. Do a little more reading. That's what I did here. Like, it sounds like a sexy headline. Celebrity obsessed people are less intelligent. New study boldly claims. Yeah, except the study is flawed. It's only Hungarian people. The celebrity attitude scale is not the best scale for this. Again, this was my area of research. I got my PhD in how celebrity culture affects our decision making. That is literally what my PhD is in. And the cognitive ability tests are flawed because they don't take into account income, education, race, age, status, all this other stuff.
But what about the people that follow Britney Spears blindly and hate her sister and want to kill her sister's kids because she unfollowed her on Twitter, I think those people are a little wacky.
Oh, they're dumb.
Okay.
Those people are definitely dumb.
It's the people that follow a celebrity blindly.
Yeah,
right. That's the ones that make me insane.
And I think that's what that question, if your favorite celebrity asked you to do something illegal, would you? That's what that question is trying to tease out. Somebody who would just follow a celebrity blindly versus somebody like me that just, when a story comes up, I read it because I'm interested.
Yeah, I mean, if Britney Spears asked you to jump off a roof and you say, don't think so, then I think you're not insane.
The amount of people that are obsessed, it's a very, very small percentage. And that's what this study is tapping into. And again, this article does not make that clear.
All right, now, once again, give it something.
I've told this. You've heard this before from me. When?
But I think I heard this before.
It's the Cooper and Anthony Show.
Did you know that your car's personality tells whether you have a propensity for road rage or not?
Okay.
Not your personality, but your car's personality.
So if your car is an aggressive jerk, then you're going to have road rage, is that right?
Yes, even if you're a lovely human being. Now,
that must be my car then. My car must be a jerk.
Anthony's car is the biggest jerk I've ever met.
Anthony's car's really impatient.
It is.
Whereas he, lovely.
It makes me yell at people every second I'm in my car.
Yeah, no, Anthony's very patient and lovely, but his car,
Yes.
get out of its way.
Yell at everybody.
Now, let me preface this by saying that this is a study done at Colorado State University, and yesterday we did the smartest and dumbest states, and Colorado's number 37, so take this with a grain of salt.
Okay.
Okay, so at Colorado State University, the researchers did this really interesting study. They actually did it really well. The methodology was actually pretty good. They had 204 college students, and first they brought them in and they had them do a regular personality assessment, asking about their anger levels, how aggressive they get on the road, what kind of road rage, and they actually used real good methodology to test the personality of the person. Then they did another test where they said to them, now, how about your car? Does your car have a personality? And now I want you to think as your car, answer the same questions. And what they found was that the people's personality and the way they described the car personality, completely different.
Okay, if you're describing your car's personality, you should be tucked away in a little cell somewhere.
No, but they were asked to do this for the survey. It wasn't like they were like, oh, my car has this lovely aura. No, they're specifically saying, does your car have a personality? I had a car that I'm convinced was a real whore. What a slut she was.
Okay, why?
But let me tell you why. Because this is what we used to say about her. Now,
Anthony's got his finger on the button.
Yeah.
You don't need to.
Okay.
I'll be fine here.
I just never know.
No, I'll be fine here.
Okay.
Her emergency brake didn't work very well.
Okay.
And I say her because it was a Toyota hatchback, and she had those really her curves, so it was definitely a female car. But the emergency brake didn't work very well. So I'd pull it up, but sometimes I'd come back and she would just have moved back far enough to be like kissing the car next to us, bumper to bumper. Like I know that I didn't park that close, but I'd come back and I've seen her. I've seen her actually wheel a little further away.
How you doing?
Yeah.
How you
Could
doing?
have just been a bad parking brake.
Well, it's a bad parking brake that I didn't fix. I thought it was cute that my car had a little crush on all the other cars around her. No injuries, there was nothing actually happened of any sort of, nobody got sued, no ramifications.
If it happened today,
no little cars were made.
Yeah.
Because if you hit something at half a mile an hour, the bumper falls off now.
It's true. No, it wasn't.
A
she
strong
wouldn't
wind
crash.
blows and the bumper falls off.
Yeah, it's true.
But back then, a Toyota could hit a Capri and not phase it.
Right.
At 30 miles an hour, neither car would be damaged.
Yeah, she would just go kiss them. She was sort of the kissing bandit.
Okay.
That was her personality. So what this study is showing that, if I'm a little bit of an aggressive person, which I very well might be.
Might be.
There's odds.
You're a reserved little flower.
I'm a reserved little flower. My car, on the other hand, was just so sweet. So because according to the study, because I perceived the car as a sweet little kissy bug, she would never do a road rage kind of thing. So even if I'm feeling like aggressive, I'm thinking, well, I can't be that way in my car because it would offend her.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what this study found, that what you thought of your car was very different than your own personality. What do you think about that?
I think of my car as transportation.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, I think
can
it should be locked
understand it
away.
if it could be transference, where if you're this quiet petite person and you say, "Oh, my car's a big jerk, really annoying," and then that gives you an excuse to have a road rage.
But see, they didn't find that. They found that if people perceive their Corolla, let's say, to be a jerk, they might drive more aggressively than if they thought their Mustang had a nice personality.
Do people's minds even go this way? Do you think of your car as a personality?
Well, no, not until you're asked a question, not until a survey is taken where someone has asked you. Although I know a lot of people that name their cars, that call their cars. I mean, there's some people, one of them had a car that she called Lolita. Mm-hmm. Which I think I should have called my car because she was a little Lolita. Mm-hmm. Someone else had a car they called the Mini Pimp. Somebody else had a car called the Sweatbox of Death. So if you give your car a name like that, I mean, my very first car was just a piece of junk, and it was enormous. And I mean, honestly, like I could have hit anything and never gotten into an accident in it because it was just so big. It was a tank that my friends called it Big Bertha the Tank. I didn't call it that. That's what they called it.
Okay, but have you ever named any car since then?
I don't drive.
But
Anthony couldn't because he gets a new car about every 60 days. I'm tired of this one. I need a new one.
No, then you put the little sticker on that says, "Hello, my name is."
No.
And then you write on, "Hello, my name is Tank."
There's been times Anthony hasn't gone through a full tank of gas before he's gotten a new car.
Yeah, I am already looking when I'm pulling out of the place where I buy my car. Go, oh, why did I see that one? Pull back in and sign the papers again.
Hello, my name is Head On Harry. You don't put a little name on there? No? You don't name the guy?
That's like people that name their
Well, that's I don't understand that really.
They name their private areas?
Yeah. They have names for that and names for their car. And
all right, so if you have names for stuff, can you call us? Because I really want to know. What is it? Do you name stuff? Do you name inanimate objects or objects that actually are part of you that are alive? Or hopefully 877-6-Cooper if you name stuff.
Or your husband's stuff, or your car.
Or your husband's stuff.
Or a plant, or just anything. I got to know.
You never had a girlfriend that named anything on you ever?
No.
You did. You're just not admitting
No, I did not.
I don't believe you.
No, I'd lock her up.
Mr. Johnson and the boys?
No, nothing. No. Nothing, never.
Now, I would, if Chad said to me...
Did you?
No. Of course I did.
You know that she has a name for Sean Lee.
No, I don't. But I've had boyfriends that have named things on me, and I find it very uncomfortable.
Uh-huh.
That bothers me to no end.
But you had names for boyfriends.
No, but I had one boyfriend who named his, and as a result, I couldn't have anything to do with it.
Okay.
To me, that's...
What was the name?
I don't want to tell. I can't tell you.
It's not clean?
It's gross. It's gross. It's almost like "Please Never Touch Me" should be the name.
Okay.
Please never touch me. That's what I called it. Now, Amy, you've named your car.
Yeah. But I got my first car.
Okay.
I named it Raul. It had a nice little purr, so that's what it made me think of.
That's great. So he was suave, Raul.
Yeah.
And was Raul aggressive or was Raul sort of smooth?
I think I was aggressive and he was smooth, so it made a nice combination.
Now, did you experience road rage when you drove Raul?
Occasionally. I experienced road rage and then he calmed me down.
See, and that's what the study is saying. It's stuff like that if you perceive your car to be like a Raul, you would, you don't want to be that way in front of Raul. He's going to judge you. You don't need that.
Mm.
Right. But as far as naming everything else, that's a little creepy, I think.
I think that's creepy, too. I really think that's creepy. And I think it's even it's one thing if, you want to come up with a cute nickname for someone else's, but when someone has a name for their own body part and they tell it to you...
Big Jim and the Twins?
That's creepy.
You gotta stop that.
So,
that's not a good come online.
So, Amy, you've never named a guy's?
No.
Okay.
No. I think I would be too embarrassed to try to name some...
Yeah.
That's not a good move. Especially on, you're going out with somebody, that's not a good thing.
Yeah, I think that's so creepy. I found it creepy with this one. But I only had the experience with the one guy, and maybe he was creepy. Perhaps if he was a lovelier guy, I might have thought differently of him.
Well,
but, yeah.
Maybe pet names. Like I did call one guy Pumpkin. He didn't go out, but as far as specific body parts, no.
So he was Pumpkin. It wasn't Pumpkin.
Right.
Got it. Thank you, Amy. Thank you very much. See, Amy named her car, and you could so picture Raul with his little purr.
Right.
You can definitely picture that. I think there's more people out there that name stuff that don't want to tell us.
You just don't want somebody to name a Tiny Tim. That would be bad.
No, he won't stop.
At least he's being honest.